Hey everyone, I've made videos in the past talking about how Percy Jackson can write with his sword Riptide. He can actually write with the pen form of it, but there's a few caveats to it. And like some people are surprised by this for some reason. Like, I guess if you haven't read the Heroes of Olympus series, then you don't realize he can write with it, but it's revealed in the House of Hades that he can indeed write with the sword. Write with the pen that's not the sword. Why does it look like I have a bowl? Does it look like I have a bowl cut? I don't have a bowl cut, I promise. But guys, in the past, sometimes I've talked about how in the Percy Jackson TV show, Chiron giving the pen sword Anaklusmos to Percy and just telling him he needs it for his assignment is one of the stupidest things in that in the entire first season of Percy Jackson TV. Chiron's just like, you'll be needing this, and he gives Percy the sword. Like, what if Percy opens that to try and write? He would literally stab himself in the face because he doesn't know it's a sword. But when I made a video about that, a lot of people were like, oh no, wait, it was proven in the House of Hades that he can write with it, so he actually wouldn't stab himself. Guys, it's shown in the House of Hades that in order to write with it, he has to take the cap off the pen side and put it on the butt end of the pen. When he first takes the cap off, it springs into a sword, and then when he touches the cap to the butt end of it, the hilt of the sword, it shrinks back into a regular pen where he can write with the tip of the pen. So in the Percy Jackson TV show, he still would have probably killed himself if he tried using that pen for his assignment because it still would have opened up into a sword right in his face. That's certainly one change that I did not like from the book to the TV show, that Chiron just gave him the sword within like the first 5 minutes of the TV show, but in the book he gave him the sword right before he goes on his quest. Makes a lot more sense that it gives it to him right before he goes on his quest, because then Chiron can explain that it's a pen that turns into a sword, rather than Percy having to figure that out for himself. Because seriously, what if he opens it? What if he opens the pen facing himself? He's dead. By the way, spoiler alert for the new book, Wrath of the Triple Goddess. So if you haven't read that book yet, don't listen to this next part. Percy Jackson can write freaking glowing lines on the ground with the tip of Riptide. What? Taps his sword. He can write glowing lines on the ground that any demigod, any unworldly, any Greek, whatever creature, any Greek person can see. No mortals can see it. But he can write messages on the ground with the tip of his celestial bronze sword, and people can read them for like 2 to 3 hours and then they fade away. Like, how is this something that we haven't found out before? Obviously, Rick Riordan just thought of this like willy-nilly, and he was just like, I'll throw it in here. But it's really cool.